Good afternoon and welcome into High Top Sports Network for this presentation of Heritage Conference Softball presented by B&E Powder Solutions. Jason Elkin hopping on the mic with me today, so you're our keynote sponsor for today.
Oh, well, I appreciate that.
Absolutely. We appreciate you and all you've done for us over the course of this school year and even beyond that. And I talked to you earlier today and offered you the opportunity to hop on the mic with me, and been looking forward to this, man.
Yeah, we go way back, and I was kind of looking forward to the opportunity to sit out here with you and enjoy the sunshine, enjoy a little bit of softball.
Monty's first pitch of the ball game in there for a ball. Marion Center and West Shamokin facing off for a second time here this week. Jason, you got a good glimpse as that pitch is in there for a strike to even the count 1-1. You got a good glimpse of the first matchup in which West Shamokin, I believe, won 7-3.
Yeah, that's correct. It was a really good ball game. It came down to a couple of errors on the Marion Center side. I think that was the deciding factor. We had Matty McConnell come up with a big 3-run homer that kind of put a stop to the Marion Center momentum at that time. So we're hoping that something similar can happen again today.
Of course, this is a rematch of last year's District 6 playoff matchup between these two teams, Jason, in which Marion Center was able to escape with a victory. That one grounded to third. Stewart on to first base for out number one, routine play, and the Wolves get the first batter of the game down. That was number 5, Jason, I believe. Is that Miller?
Yeah, Lydia Miller. Yep.
So that was the leadoff batter now coming up for the Stingers. I'm going to try to get Game Changer up here for us. That's all.
Yeah, this is Lexi Roush.
Second batter of the game, one down again. Pitch on its way. Monty in there for a strike. And Jason, we talked a little bit before the season about the pitching here at West Shamokin, and it seems like it's going to be sort of divided. Monty so far with the most innings. Your daughter Avery also getting some run on the mound as well, and kind of a mix, it seems, this year for the Wolves.
Yeah, so and both freshman pitchers. The outlook's pretty good for the future of our program anyway here at West Shamokin. We have Mondi is a workhorse. She can put a lot of innings in. She can throw a lot of pitches. It's hard to tire her out. So let's see how long she can go today. Hopefully she can go all 7.
And of course, last year the Wolves went with Matty McConnell on the mound more often than not, Jason, and she's going to get sort of the opportunity this year, it seems. That one's hit well to center field. Back goes Young, I believe, and that is out of here. So a solo shot here to make it a 1-0 Marion Center lead in the first inning. Got all of that. The Stingers take an early lead.
You know, I think she walked every time she was up on Tuesday.
Really?
Yeah.
So she's taking it out now. Basically, she didn't get anything to look at on the first matchup. She's gonna swing away now.
Yeah, she was waiting for that pitch.
Yeah, she got all of it for sure there, Jason. And as I said, Marion Center now up 1-0. Still one down. But you know these Wolves, it seems like they're capable of putting on runs in bunches with a pretty high-powered offense. Really a good Heritage Conference overall this year, it seems, from kind of top to bottom.
Yeah, there's going to be some tough matchups for sure.
A pitch in there for a ball. Count now even 1-1, one down, following the solo home run. Again, Jason, forgive me, what was that young lady's name?
That was Lexi Roush.
Yeah, Roush with the round chirper. Pitched just a bit inside, called a ball, 2-1.
I'm not sure who this one is.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get the Game Changer up here. That's always a commentator's best friend this time of year. That one hit hard, right over the bag. Barely fair, but fair nonetheless. Rounding the first base bag and into second base safely, sliding in there. And you said it, nice arm there. Left field, pinpoint throw, but just a little too much speed from the batter there. So now one down, one on the board, and a another runner in scoring position for the Stingers.
Yeah, we have Cheyenne Silva's up to bat now. She's a good hitter. We were able to keep her tamed on Tuesday, but let's see what happens today.
No easy task, apparently, from the way you described it there. She swings at the first pitch. And that one had a little bit of motion there by Mondi. Kind of see it kind of dive outside the zone for strike one. What will we see from her? Are we going to see a lot of a little bit of movement on them, or is she going to be kind of trying to overpower?
I don't think she's going to overpower. I think she's going to work on movement, I would say, in this matchup.
Count 1-1, one down. Runner on second base and one across for the Stingers. This one hit sharply to short and tagging the runner. Nice job there. Heads up play by McConnell at short to get that lead runner, Jason. That's huge.
That's a big out. That keeps the force at second, first or second now.
And base runner, it's tough on that play, but getting a little too far off the bag there for the Stingers. And as you said, the lead runner erased. And now the force on at second base, so you can either go to first or second here on any ball in play.
Well, they're putting a courtesy runner in for the pitcher. That's Madison Lipsy heading out there. She's going to have some wheels.
One of two Lipsies on the roster, I believe.
We have two, Maya and Madison, both my nieces. So.
Yeah, we should tell the folks out there. You know Jason probably for his time around West Shamokin. You probably know me for my time around West Shamokin, but still, Marion Center alum.
That's right.
Proud Marion Center alum.
Yeah, for sure.
First pitch in there called a strike. If you're not rooting for the Wolves, you're probably rooting for the Stingers, I'd guess. More often than
not. There's never a time I'm not rooting for the Wolves, but I will root for the Stingers as well.
Nice pitch there, right on the black. The outside portion of the plate. Getting ahead now in the count is Mondi.
And speaking of black, this is Natalie Black at the plate.
There you go. I like that.
Yeah.
See, I feel like you've done this a time or two.
I never have.
And a swing and a miss, so just 3 pitches to get through that final batter, and the Wolves able to leave a runner stranded, but one across on the home run, by Roush, correct?
Yeah.
I'll get that name here eventually.
Yeah, that's a Plumville name.
Is it really?
Yeah.
So is Rhodes, but nobody knows that. And that's funny. I proudly say I'm from Plumville, even though you know what it is to be from Marion Center. Not necessarily one of the more glamorous places to be from. You know what I mean? And my address was home. So for the longest time, I would say I was from home. But then once I got a little more proud of where I came from and really didn't care what people thought, I was once again from Plumville.
How did you have a home address living in Plumville?
I don't know, and it was Main Street too, nonetheless.
Yeah.
So it was 103 Main Street, home PA. So I don't know where home ends and Plumville begins, but...
Well, where I lived, just outside of Plumville, my address was Dayton. My neighbor across the street was Buyer, and I had a 397 number. She had a 783 number, and it was long distance for me to call across the street. And if I went further down the road, there was home addresses. So we had home, Dayton, and Buyer all on the same road. And like I said, it was long distance for me to call some of my neighbors.
Yeah, I don't think anybody out there, especially if they're a younger audience, knows what long distance calling is. I think of the number of times I got yelled at for making a long distance call and that showing up on my mom's bill. First pitch in there for a strike. And young lady that was up to bat there, I think, to end the top half of the first inning now out on the mound for the Stingers, if I'm not mistaken there. Is that correct?
No, she was on first and then had the courtesy runner.
No, I mean, she's pitching, though. That's the same young lady. I think I can game check on my phone for us.
She was the one that hit into the forced play. Well, not forced play, but got the tagged out.
See, it's not a Plumville name, so I don't know it.
Silvis, she's Reading Run Road, just outside of Plumville.
So you know all these.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about, let's see if I can turn me up a little bit. I feel like you can't hear me all that well. Test, there we go. But so many things, like Marion Center, you can say you're from Marion Center, but there's Creekside, there's Plumville, there's Ernest, there's Buyer, there's
Rochester Mills,
there's Rain. There's all these different areas. It's for a small town, it's quite vast. That one high in the zone, drifting towards the third base bag and secured for out number 2. Or no, I'm sorry, that was out number 1.
Out number 1, yeah, that was
Maria Young.
Maria Young.
I believe
And
this.
Rachel Sacconi.
Yep, the returning senior, I believe, coming off injury. Is
Yep.
that correct?
Yeah, I think she was injured the last 2 seasons. And then the year before that would have been the COVID year when everything shut down. So
Really the first time we've gotten to see her in a varsity action, as you kind of alluded to the COVID year. But quickly, 2 outs for the Wolves. We barely got to mention her name, and she swung at that first pitch and popped out to the first baseman. Now Maddie McConnell, the hero of the game earlier this week for the Wolves, providing that blast that brought in, I believe, 3.
yep.
That one ripped up the middle hard, and McConnell able to reach base. And, Jason, you're around softball players often. I have to ask, now that Maddie's not having to focus as much on pitching, do you think that's going to ease, her role in the box hitting? Is that going to make her maybe more comfortable, let her focus on that more? Or is that kind of just maybe looking too deep into it?
That might be you looking too deep into it. I think these girls are focused when they step onto the field, no matter what position they're put in. I'm pretty certain that she's happy that she's not in the pitching role at this point so far in the season. And she's enjoying her time away from the rubber for sure. But
another big producer on the Wolves team from a season ago, Lily Jordan, now at the plate. Count 1-1, 2 down. McConnell, as we mentioned, at first base. That one ripped hard, but just a bit early on that. And fair to say she got all of that, Jason.
Yeah.
Just a tad early. And the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Beautiful day for whatever ball sport, anything outdoors. It's just perfect conditions here. Is that ball in there for a ball, even to count 2-2?
This is beautiful. It's got to be hot out there on the turf, though.
Well, it's funny because as I was setting up, I could kind of feel the heat radiating off of it, just kind of coming back this way. So we're located right behind home plate. That one might, but no, it's going to go right to the right fielder. And again, Marion Center able to make all the routine plays and retire the Wolves' strand of runner and maintain that 1-0 lead here in this Heritage Conference contest on this B&E Powder Solutions game day. So tell us, Jason, what's B&E have going on right now?
Oh, well, we've been pretty busy here lately doing spray foam insulation. We've been putting in pond liners.
Keep sharing that. I'm going to go grab you a chair, sir.
I have a chair.
Do you really?
Yeah, but I can stand up as well.
I'm going to go grab a chair. You tell the folks what B&E's got going on.
All right, so at B&E we do spray foam insulation. We also do pond liners. We do some work in oil and gas, roustabouts, containment. Just a little bit of everything. So at this point, it's busy season. So when the sun's shining, it's time to make hay. So that's what we've been doing. We're starting off here in the bottom of the second with, or top of the second, I'm sorry. Marion Center with the 1-0 lead. And it looks like Kayla Hill will be stepping up to bat first for Marion Center. Thank you. Joe's back. He's ready to put his chair together. It looks like
I'm walking over here and I see JR making his way down to the first base bag, and I wanted to ask you, are you related to more than half of the people here right now?
So I was kind of browsing over the fans, and it looks like I'm related to maybe 70% of them.
So way more than half, which is astonishing.
Well, either I'm related to them or my cousins are related to them through marriage or whatever, but there's a lot of relations going on here today.
Of course, you want one of the many, and I certainly enjoyed doing it, especially that last game, Marion Center basketball, the girls basketball team this year, that game against Shenango, where it looked like Marion Center was about to pull the upset of the ages, defeating the Whitfield Championship and coming into that as the number 4 seed out of District 6. And really, you could say that for 75% of that game, Jason, they were, as our camera moved a little bit there, but for a majority of that game, Jason, they were the better team.
Yeah.
I'd say Marion Center was.
Yeah, they out-hustled Shenango. They were out rebounding. They were really playing a good game. I thought they had them.
Thought so too, and that ball hit the left field and secured by the outfielder for out number 1. You have to add that camera once again, and that foul ball.
Yeah, that was Kayla Hill batting, Avery Elkin with the catch. And now we have one of my nieces, Maya Lipsy, up to bat.
We talk about that basketball team. Jason, Maya, a huge part of what Marion Center did there in that playoff run. One of those players I loved watching, just kind of all over the place, plays with kind of her hair on fire.
She's aggressive. She's not afraid to get in there and bang elbows.
Definitely not. We're going to re-add that video here. Lipsy all over that one, but a bit early, similar to how Lily Jordan was earlier in the contest. Might have to fix that between innings, Jason. Yeah, we got chairs half assembled. And a strike 3 called. So Mondi able to retire Lipsy there for out number 2. Jason, you said you're not going to be able to be here the whole time. You got school board duties.
Yep, I have to head down to Katanning and take care of my school board duties for Armstrong School District here.
Jason, long serving. We certainly appreciate your service to the Armstrong School District. I know you well enough, so I know that all the different things you've done to better the school district, certainly.
We've been busy. We've certainly been busy.
Well, you got my vote last time around.
Well, that's good. I appreciate it.
I'm one of those rare people that's willing to talk about who he voted for. Not afraid to mention it. But that one hit foul. So the Wolves trying to have a quick inning, much like the Stingers did a inning ago, Jason. Try to get back in that batter's box quickly.
Yeah, right. I'm hoping we can pull this out here real quick and get back in. Is this the Mallory girl, Benny?
This is. I'm going to hand over my game changer to you here. Probably make life a little bit easier for both of us. That one hit hard into the gap. That'll drop in for a base hit. So we'll call her number 8 for right now. Hopefully we'll get that roster up here shortly. And the video back up. That foul ball coming right back. And we've actually lost the camera that way. It's not a pleasant way to do it, but...
yeah, that was Mallory. And now we have Schreckengoss up the bat.
That pitch in there for a strike. Schreckengoss, a relatively common name at Marion Center. So many Schreckengoss, you know, living in Armstrong County now, just how many there are. Heck, I work with one.
Oh, there's a lot in Armstrong County.
That one fouled back.
I graduated with her mother, Missy Helburn, at Marion Center.
What are you, 99? We talked about this.
99, yep.
Strike 3. So a nice inning there. A nice bounce back from Mondi after giving up that home run. Really in control for that whole top half of the second inning, and it keeps the score 1-0 in favor of the Stingers. The Wolves coming back to bat here, Jason. So if you're
that was the number 9 batter for Marion Center. So they made it through the lineup once. West Shamokin is on the number 5 batter, so hopefully we can put the ball in play here and get a couple hits.
We'll get to see your namesake out there, maybe, if the Wolves have a good enough inning.
Yeah.
Where's Avery batting today?
9th. She's in the 9th spot. We have Melina Stewart up first. That's a cousin.
She's having an excellent year, too.
Yeah, she's hitting the snot out of the ball. She's doing really well.
She, of
playing
course,
a good third base.
She, of course, is one of the 2 batters in that playoff game we keep alluding to that hit the back-to-back home runs. It was her and Maria Young, if you can remember back that far.
Yep.
Really, that made you think that the Wolves really had a chance when they belted those back-to-back home runs, but really after that, Marion Center all locked in and getting a berth in the next round as a result, Jason. Pitch a ball to Stewart. So another relative, you said, Jason.
Yes.
This is one I was not aware of.
Yeah, so her mother and my wife were cousins, first cousins.
Are we related?
We could be.
Somewhere down the road. Got off in the same boat.
Yeah.
Strike.
That looked like a screwball. It looked like it was coming outside and come on in.
How often is that in the softball ranks, Jason?
How often is what?
A screwball.
Oh, there's a lot of pitchers that throw a screw. If you see the footwork on the rubber, you can pick it out if you're paying attention, because they kind of bring their left foot out and bring their arm in to get it to come across the other direction. So most of the time you can pick it out. That's what it kind of looked like, though. That was just an outside fastball. That one we need to drive to right.
Now ahead in the count, no balls, 1 strike, 1 down here in the bottom of inning number 2. Marion Center with that 1-0 lead, and that one was coming right for the camera again.
We have Aaliyah Talmadge up to bat here. So she's a freshman, second baseman.
Get this camera all situated between innings. At least when we get it up to this point here.
There's a called strike that looked like it was right down the middle. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out.
That one just a bit high. You can tell.
Maybe a hair out, but
that was close.
It was a close one. It was pretty close for 2 strikes. We got full count.
Silvis with 21 pitches to match her uniform number. Talmadge heading right for my car, but able to miss. That's one thing I haven't accomplished yet in all my years of covering sports around here. I've yet to have my car hit by a ball, which,
wow,
knock on wood.
That's a tough thing to say when you're parked right there.
Yeah, well, that one popped up to first base. I think it's Black down there who camps under it for out number 2. So really, Silva seems to kind of be settling in now for Marion Center and kind of finding her groove.
She's working the outside, and we're not getting barrel on the ball here. We need to drive those over to right, step into it, and drive through it.
Number 24, personal favorite number of mine.
This is Madison Kern, another freshman. She's playing right field today.
This team really just kind of a mixture of youth and some veteran leadership. You talk about McConnell, you talk about the backstop Lily Jordan, and then you get that nice sprinkling of underclassmen in there too. I would think, from playing sports myself, and you obviously played a lot of sports in your life, that that's a good mixture to have. Still have some of those older players around that have kind of been there, done that, to kind of teach these younger players. As Silvis able to get the backwards K, and that backwards K provided by Phoenix Physical Therapy in Rural Valley. Call Dr. Brian, and hopefully you don't have to call him, but if you have to, make sure you do call the folks at Phoenix Physical Therapy.
I had rotator cuff surgery.
Really?
And I did my therapy through Brian down there, and he did a phenomenal job.
Yeah,
I have nothing bad to say about him.
Yeah, he's a tremendous guy, and really,
Yep.
he always a big supporter of West Shamokin athletics. And like we always say to people, and you've probably heard us say it on the network, it's when you're in the need of their goods and their services and whatever they provide, our sponsors, we always ask that you look to them first because they're the reason why you're able to watch these games like you do. And Brian certainly understands that. He's an athlete himself.
Do you know who Brian's married to?
Is this something I should know? Is there a Marion Center connection?
Yeah, he's married to a family girl from over in Marion Center, from over in Creekside.
No.
I can't think of what her first name is, but if you go down over the hill there, Fairman Hollow, they live down in there.
Luckily, we're doing a Marion Center game, so there's people that understand what we're talking about. But if we imagine this is like Homer Center or something, people are like, what are they talking about? Down over the hill, down in Fairman Hollow.
Yeah. We're back to the top of the lineup here with Lydia Miller.
Yep, Lydia Miller.
And Lydia Miller's mom is a Fairman, so she would actually be
player, Jackie.
Excellent basketball player. Jackie was good. I graduated with Jackie's brother, Adam.
He was more of a baseball player than a basketball player, wouldn't you say, Adam?
Oh, he was a beast of basketball.
He was a beast. I remember that. Yeah, certainly no question about it. That one just foul by Miller. You're seeing both sides today, whether it's Marion Center at the plate or West Shamokin, all over these pitches, just a little early on a couple of them. And as a result, we only have, it's a total of 4 hits. Yeah, Marion Center with 3. West Shamokin with just 1 here. We are in the top of the 3rd inning. That one again, foul by Miller. Keeps the count at 1 ball, 2 strikes. So what do you got going on, Jason? You're obviously a coach, too, for some travel ball. Obviously, I'm guessing you're staying pretty busy with that.
Yeah, well, at this time of year, we're actually shut down. This is my first year to experience this, but as a second year 14U team, the majority of our players are freshmen in high school, so high school coaches and some of these programs don't allow their kids to participate in travel ball during the season, so we're actually shut down right now. So
is that?
I get to enjoy watching.
I was going to say, is Coach Elkin happy about that, or does he wish he still had some time to get more reps in and get the reps in for your players?
I am doing a little help with the rec program. I do have a younger daughter that's 11 yet, so
helping stock the system here at West Shamokin.
Yeah, we got to keep it rolling.
So Miller, on that last at bat, a ground rule double. It's weird here. You get that fencing that kind of stops right at the foul line, and that one kept curving all over it again. You saw her with that pitch early on that she was hit just foul and had a similar swing, but kind of advantageous for the Wolves as it kept her at second base. She's got some wheels on her and might have had a chance for maybe 3, except that was hit down the left field line, so might have prevented her from doing that. But nonetheless, she stands at second base with no one out.
And we have Lexi Rausch who hit the solo shot in the first inning.
And that one's going to drop in front of Young. Miller's going to be held at third, and the runner's going to scamper into second base. So 2 runners in scoring position with no one down here. Marion Center making good contact right now, Jason. That was another good swing put on by, that was Roush again?
Yeah, Roush again.
Just a quick out-of-town score provided by Carson Boyer Funeral Home. The Armstrong Riverhawks in a little Armstrong County matchup, beating Leechburg right now 3-0.
Is that baseball?
Yep. They're having a nice resurgence, the Riverhawks, under first-year coach Vinny Santelmo. And Doug Flanders coming over from the softball side, helping out in baseball this year as well. And then can't forget about Denny Herringer, the former major leaguer, also on that staff this year. Say they're 8-3 or 7-3, but much improved from the last few years. Kind of a rough go for those Riverhawks rather. Mondi fires that one in for a strike. Count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Third batter in the order for the.
There's another hard rip foul ball. way ahead of it. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, this is Shamokin, a name familiar to folks around here in Rural Valley, Jason.
Yeah, is she of relation to the Smoliks from down there?
I don't know. I feel like that's something we should know. That one, again, right down that third base bag. If you're Stewart at this point, you might as well just stand right on third base with the number of balls that are getting hit basically in that direction. But the good thing here for Mondi, head in the count. They only forced it at first. Go ahead. You're going to say, Jason?
PIAA didn't put in a shift rule. Might as well shift around.
I think that's dumb. I think even with baseball, it's
this year's been quite confusing to watch a baseball game on TV.
I don't mind the pitch clock. I think it's probably better. Nobody wants to watch guys adjust their gloves, as they keep saying, and step out of the box and all the goofy things you see in a baseball game. But I don't know how I feel about the shift. I think that's something that's so strategic. If you want to put a guy over there, put him wherever you want. You can't tell me where I can put guys on the field. I think that's getting a little too much. But that's a great pitch right there by Mondi, going upstairs to retire Shamokin, and now 1 down. And her mound opponent will step to the plate, Silvis.
Yeah, like I told you, Silvis has a good stick here. So, 2 runners in scoring position. This is a big at bat.
The Wolves could somehow get out of this, Jason. That would be, I think, huge just for. Obviously for the score. This one's going to be popped up, and that's not going to allow anybody to advance if this is secured. And it is, and just like that, the runners that got to second and third with no one down now stand there with 2 down, and Black at the plate for the Stingers. Another thing about that basketball team, she was a nice little piece on it, was Black, and I kept commenting, she can tell she's going to be a big part of what they want to do in the years to come. That size down low and certainly skilled forward to complement a lot of those players that are going to be returning. Your niece,
as a multi-sport athlete, Natalie had a really good year this year. She's been playing some good ball. Doesn't matter what kind of ball she's playing. She's been playing pretty well.
And I think we always talk about the commentator's curse. I think we talked it into existence there for the Wolves, able to dance out of that jam, Jason. Lead off double by Miller, and then a base hit that brought her to third and the runner at second. So I guess that was a double. And that's where they ended up, as the Wolves were able to retire the next 3 batters to strand those runners and keep it a 1-0 game. That's pretty huge.
Yeah, for sure. A little bit of small ball would have went a long way in that situation.
Try to get this camera out from behind those bars. There's no good place to put cameras when you're doing this. I need to probably get a better apparatus, I would say, too.
I have one in my truck.
To hold these?
Yeah. Does it have the screw?
I don't know. Let me see what it does. But we'll survive. You gotta have ingenuity when you do this, Jason. Something like that.
I guess.
So, the Wolves with a really impressive job, and really all credit to Mondi on that. Her ability to, kind of keep her composure after those first few hits, and then 2 runners in scoring position. And as a result, the Wolves still down by 1.
Yeah, we have number 8 and number 9 up. So we have 8, 9, 1.
And not getting through the order as quickly as the Stingers. Of course, they led off that last inning with the top of the order, the third inning, yeah.
Yeah.
Pitch in there for a ball. Counting out.
That one looked pretty good.
You got to get some home cooking here.
I don't know.
It's part of hosting, right? That one's going to be...
That's down. That's down. She didn't throw it.
Yep. So hit sharply there to short, and that will put the leadoff runner on Mondi for someone you're familiar with, Jason. Tell me about this player coming up to bat.
This player, Avery Elkin. I don't know what to say about her.
You don't have enough information?
I don't have enough information on that. I don't want to give out any secrets. She can hit when she wants to. She can bunt when she wants to. She can run when she wants to.
What would you say her strength as a hitter is at this point? As she looks at strike 1.
Her strength as a hitter, she does a good job of moving runners. I would say with the third baseman playing that far back, I would lay the bunt down and move that runner up.
That one hit sharply to the opposite field. That's going to drop in there.
Nope.
And Mondi is going to have to scamper in there fast. That ball skips in there. And they're going to say, safe. Nope,
Yeah,
Mondi's out. So that's a tough play there as Elkin drives that to the opposite field. And you got to love that pitch on the outside part of the plate and taking it to the opposite field. But Mondi couldn't get too far off the bag there because the outfielder was tracking it. And that will put Elkin at first. And now back to the top of the order for the Wolves with Maria Young. That's a tough play.
That's a tough one.
First pitch swinging, this one high in the air. Coming in on it is the center fielder. She grabs it, and then back to first goes Elkin. So 2 down now after that promising start and that hit by Mondi. Just a tough break, really. One thing I'm noticing about the Wolves, I don't know your opinion on this as a coach, but swinging a lot of early pitches, first pitches, as a matter of fact, here today.
So the pitchers are going to be trying to get ahead of the batter, right?
Sure.
So they're going to throw one of the better pitches, one of the first pitches.
And that one's going to drop some English on it, but still, I don't know, maybe miscommunication there between the shortstop and the second baseman as that one drops.
And the pitcher?
And the pitcher, really.
I mean,
she was probably the closest to it.
Yeah, it fell in between all three of them. Somebody needs to make that play for sure.
So that puts Elkin at second base, and then Ciccone at first, and now
Marion McConnell back up.
Yep, the heart of the order now up for the Wolves, and that one's going to hit McConnell. That'll load the bases.
For Lily Jordan.
For Lily Jordan, indeed. So shaping up to.
This could go any way here. This is a big at bat.
That's really as wild as we've seen Silvis here thus far. She's been pretty accurate, Jason, but that one coming in on McConnell and putting her on first base, but still 2 down, so got to have it here. That one just missing outside. Ball 1. Lily Jordan. Trying to think what.
I don't know if I have a bad angle. That looked like that painted the corner to me. That was a nice pitch.
If I had to say that there's been a pitch today in that same spot that was called a strike, we'll say that. That one in there for a strike. Evens the count 1-1. Bases juiced for the Wolves cleanup hitter, Lily Jordan. Talk about good multi-sport athletes. Lily certainly one of them. Big cut there, and a nice pitch by Silvis, rearing back on that one. She gets ahead in the count now, Jason. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Silvis kind of brushing off that hit by pitch. Put McConnell at first. Really looking sharp here. And that was going to be hit deep to right field. Tracking as the right fielder, and she brings it in, and that will leave the runners stranded. 3 runners stranded, and the Wolves so far, Jason, through these first 3 innings, I want to say there's been 5 runners stranded total. Not mistaken. 5 or 6. That is something on Game Changer that normally is on there.
Yeah. Well, we just had 3 there.
I think there was.
I know we had 1 the first inning.
Yeah. So that's kind of the thing. Where games are won and lost, certainly.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, especially when you get runners in scoring position. I mean, obviously Marion Center did it in the top of that inning, had 2 in scoring position with no outs and didn't score. And, we had runners in scoring position with 2 outs and didn't score.
This game breezing right along, too. We're already in the 4th inning.
No,
You might be able to stay the whole game. Right?
I don't know. I have to, get showered and dressed up and, do all that.
You just need to go and be Jason Elkin. That's what got you the role. That's what's going to keep you there.
Well, I pretty much have.
You're the guy that will cut away from family time and go fix somebody's generator like you did there. You could have gone and watched your niece's state playoff game, but instead you're fixing a generator in the rain.
Yeah.
That's you. That's what you do.
Well, I was getting paid to do that.
Well, I know, but
well.
you still have a choice.
Yeah.
was going to say, you're the only reason I've ever played deck hockey, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've never played it otherwise in my life. Not before, not since. Too tall, I feel like.
I remember I thought it would be a good idea to go buy some street hockey goalie gear to play down at the courts in Plumville. And
There used to be some fun games. It wasn't just...
all the bigger that net is, it's harder to be a goalie than what you think.
Yep. And it wasn't just exclusive to deck hockey. We played basketball, certainly, and I want to say we played football, too, didn't we?
We played football. We played a lot of wiffle ball there.
I don't know if anybody can tell our age difference. I was that middle schooler getting the crap kicked out of me pretty much the entire time by guys like that gentleman down at first base who's been about that size his whole life. You try to battle with him in the post, and you're in 7th grade, and he's a senior in high school. You're not going to fare too well.
Yeah, so JR, he was a 97 graduate from Marion Center, and he actually just had a birthday on Tuesday.
Happy belated to JR. He was definitely one of the guys down there, though.
Oh, he definitely was, yeah.
Thinking Tom. Tom is down there. Tom Slavinsky,
Tom
right?
Slavinsky was down there. Chris Geist, who's over in Dayton now. His boys are golfers here for West Shamokin.
Chris was one of those guys playing down there with us.
Yeah, for sure.
Really? What's up with you guys moving over the border, huh?
We like paying higher taxes.
Ain't that the truth? Well, it's the price for these lovely fields and these great facilities.
I'll take this any day. I wish I had these fields to play on when I was a kid.
Well, and there's a nice hit right there. Kind of in on the bat. You could hear the way it came off of it. But Marion Center once again in a good position here with the leadoff batter. Oh, excuse me, there's one down, but still advantageous nonetheless, Jason.
Yeah, this brings up the Mallory girl. So that was my ellipsy.
Yeah, she struck out her first time, but making up for it there. I just feel like she's one of those athletes. You're not going to keep her down a whole game.
She had a nice base hit. I think she had their first base hit on Tuesday.
Oh, Tuesday, yeah.
Yeah, she ripped it.
It's a nice field. When I did that game there last year, I liked it. It's a good vantage point. You get to see the school in the backdrop. Taking a little something off of that one. Snared in a double play. Nice job there.
Rachel Ciccone, nice play.
Yeah, snared that one, and give credit to Mondi. Kind of took something off there. You could certainly tell there wasn't as much velocity behind it, but whoop,
I think that's got the batter to hesitate for a second, and then decided to swing late.
And here, I'm gonna put my headset down real fast and tell us more about B&E Power Solutions, Jason, while I plug in our computer before it dies.
Where do you have power at?
Oh, over there under that bag somewhere. Believe it or not, that tent thing is meant for laptops. That should power it on, right? Hey, there we go. We're not going to lose anybody. But, yeah, I actually talked to you about, see, I'm going to plead ignorance here. I know nothing about insulation.
Yeah, we just do spray foam insulation.
But you were telling me that day, and I think I mentioned this online too, it's is it the most efficient form of insulation? Yeah,
for sure. We do a closed cell spray foam. Probably 90% of our business is doing metal buildings and pole buildings and stuff, because just at 2 inches of foam we're getting, adding 20% structural strength to those pole buildings by, kind of locking in all the purlings and everything. It just locks out any area for air to flow. You're not getting any moisture. It's a moisture barrier as well, so it works really well in metal buildings.
You're seeing pole buildings popping up left and right nowadays.
They're all over. People are building barndominiums.
Yep.
Yeah, so the best insulation for those buildings to keep the moisture and stuff out is the closed cell spray foam insulation.
Backhanded play by Miller at short. Gets Black off the bag, but she's able to put her foot back on, and what a nice play there. That is Miller at short, correct?
That is Miller at short. That was a really good play on Natalie Black's part.
Yeah, the stretch.
She's a tall first baseman for down there.
Yeah, that was looking like a base hit, an infield single, but again, the backhanded play, the rather accurate throw. Again, Black doing an excellent job at first base to get her foot back in the bag before Stewart could get there. And now Wolves face another situation where they don't get that leadoff runner on, but they've no shortage of base runners. Right, that's fair to say.
You know, we're putting the bat on the ball too.
So this is
Marion Center's
Talmadge.
been making the plays. We have, Lou Talmadge at bat.
0 for 1 today. Silvis, an efficient 43 pitches.
43 pitches in the 4th inning. Yeah, she's doing pretty good.
That one catching the outside corner. We've seen that pitch several times today, Jason.
Yeah, she's really working the outside. I've been telling my girls to toe up to the white line and get ready to swing. She's
Don't be afraid to wear one either.
Yeah.
Silvis wanted that one. You saw a little bit of an extra.
Especially to make a full count. That was too close for comfort. That's a pitch we need to go after. That was about a quarter of the way in on the plate too, just maybe a hair high, but that was high there.
Talmadge doing a good job there. That's a tough one to lay off of there, Jason. Talmadge able to do so, and
that was a high pitch. That was a little higher than the last one.
That'll bring up Kern.
Madison Kern, yeah.
So 1 down, 1 on.
Maddie Kern, Aaliyah Talmadge are both multi-sport athletes, volleyball, basketball players, softball players.
Part of that young core you've mentioned. Seems like it's one of those classes that's going to be good in all sports, really. You see them come along, once in a while. Right now, Armstrong, they have it with that senior class over there. Girls softball team, that one's, again, another one just kind of under it. You've seen that a couple times here today too, Jason.
Yeah, I don't know if she's just keeping the ball up in the zone and we're dropping our hands or what the heck's going on here, but we're getting a lot of little pop-ups to the infield.
Yep. Swinging under it ever so slightly. And give credit to Silvis. She's battled.
Yeah, she's pitching a good game.
Think about it, she's up that.
My first year head coaching a travel team, I had Cheyenne Silvis on my team. We were Armstrong Force, and I actually had Cheyenne Silvis, I had Madison Kern, I had Milena Stewart, obviously Avery, I had Allie Ray from over Penns Manor on the team, Gigi Palmer from Homer City.
Heritage Heavy.
I had Ella McHugh from Indiana. And we weren't very good.
well, from the looks of it, I think both these teams are probably looking at a playoff berth this year. So
yeah, that's
not about how you start; it's how you finish.
These kids stuck to it, and those kids that I mentioned, Grayson Silvis is one of them as well. Cheyenne's sister. She's only in 8th grade at Marion Center, but they're all involved in travel ball. They're good ball players. So,
Jason, we talked about the jinx going well for the Wolves earlier in that play in the first part of this game. That one, we talked about the lazy pop-ups to the infield, and that's exactly how this one ends, except that was in foul territory, and the Wolves held scoreless again as we go into the top of the 5th inning here on this Heritage Conference softball matchup on High Top Sports Network presented by Beanie Powder Solutions. I also want to thank Carson Boyer Funeral Home, Corner Brian Myers, terrific guy, big supporter. Not just funeral services there that you can take advantage of, but certainly monuments is a big thing that they do. And I thought this, we obviously Brian, a big supporter, and we certainly appreciate what Brian does. Can you just get a monument? It doesn't have to be for somebody who's deceased, yes? You can just get a monument. Like if I wanted to get you like a bronze Jason Elkin.
I don't know about a bronze. He deals in granite.
Could you get a granite Jason Elkin then?
Yeah, if you wanted.
Do you think you can make could you make a bust, do you think?
I'll tell you what. Brian just lives a few houses down from me, and as a housewarming gift, he and his wife got my wife and I a rock, like a sandstone rock. Has the penguins up on it, and says the Elkins and stuff, and it's sitting in my front yard.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. That's very Brian Myers-esque.
Oh yeah, I just spray framed his pool house the other day.
Ball's fouled back. So you trade some rocks for some spray foam. all works out.
Yeah.
Brian is a terrific guy, and you talk about somebody who's, heavily involved in athletics. He's got kids, younger levels, coming up through though. He's heavily involved in the coaching there as well.
Yes, it was some quarter. It was in junior high here, so.
I think they're on the road to Purchase Line today, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say.
I'm uncertain. I'm not up to par on the junior high schedules this year.
And a swing and a miss there. Schreckengoss going down, and really kind of turning into a pitcher's duel here now, Jason.
Yeah, and we're back to the top of the lineup there for Marion Center against the third time around the lineup already. Starting the third time.
Obviously, softball, you don't have to worry about pitch counts as much, but is there, with this particular team, Mondi, maybe even more specifically, is there a pitch count or a number that you want to start kind of being cautious to keep her away from? Or no, you're gonna ride her till?
You can tell when a pitcher's spent.
Only 62 pitches, so it's not.
She's at 62.
Yeah. That one's hit up the middle, and Miller will go 2 for 3 now after that single. So, Lydia Miller, who
I had the feeling she was going to have a big game today. She
didn't have a great one on.
No.
So
I think we held her hitless on Tuesday. So, and like I said, Roush I think she walked every time on Tuesday. So she was chomping at the bit to get a base hit.
She's 2 for 2.
She has 2 now. So.
Yep. She looks at strike 1. That was a nice pitch right there. And, we talked about both pitchers really kind of working that outside portion, but you've seen Mondi kind of come inside on these right-handed hitters here of late. At least I've noticed that. That one, oh boy, that one. Oh, that missed.
Must have been a hair low. That was a good pitch.
That was a great pitch. Looking at a little bit of a cut motion on it, kind of coming in on the batter there.
Yeah. Going out. Nope.
Another one low and see if she can get the chase there. Not a bad pitch. But, good eye there by Roush, who again is 2 for 2. She's the only reason. Your knee's hurting too?
Yeah, I'm getting old.
Not far behind you there.
Oh, man.
Wow. And that runs the count to 3-1.
That looked like a pretty good pitch.
Yeah, I mean, a couple borderline pitches there, just in general prior to it. And got to give her one of those. That's a strike, so the count now full. That was a nice pitch right there.
I think that was a makeup call.
That's where she had that.
That looked like that was a little in to me from this angle.
That's where that first strike of this at bat came from, and saw her come back to it there. See what she's got now. That one across, but Roush able to smack it foul and stay alive. Count full count provided by our friend Brian Myers and Carson Boyer Funeral Home. Also want to thank Nicolay Photography. I think, did she do the girls' photos this year?
Yeah, I think she does everybody's photos in the Tri-County area. She does phenomenal work.
Yeah, she really does. And I'm not just saying that because she's one of our sponsors, but I feel like when you go into a gym and you see those banners hanging up, of the team or players, individual ones, if it's a Nicolay. And
yeah,
it's
for
sharp.
Sure. Yeah, Nikki does good work. We actually, for the Passion organization that I coach travel ball in, we have 16 teams, and we had her come out and do our photos. So she does great work.
Yeah, money well spent, certainly. First pitch there by Mondi after that single, and then the batter was able to advance. Of course, Roush now 3 for 3 on the day.
Yeah.
Terrorizing, and as you said, she walked in all the at-bats in the prior game this week, or against the Wolves at Marion Center. Another early swing, hit foul, but let's see if Mondi can get out of this jam similar to the one that she had, what was that, the second or third inning, Jason, when she left runners stranded at second and third.
Yeah, that was in the third, top of the third.
Very similar situation. One down, though, in this case. That one inside. Excuse me, you can tell she's kind of working inside now. That's something I don't think she was doing as much early on in this game, but excuse me, jamming some batters, it seems now, is Mondi.
Yeah, this girl's been pretty far ahead of ahead of the pitch.
Smolik.
I'd maybe pull the strings on it and throw a changeup inside.
We're going high, check swing. Jordan not going to look down to, I guess there isn't anybody down at first.
He's over at short there.
If you want to see if he checked his swing, or do you, in softball, will you point at him?
Yeah, point at the ump. So.
Big pitch there by Monty. Nice block by Jordan.
The stare down.
Tell you what, one of the just the unsung heroes in sports, much like the goaltender in hockey, like a center in football. You just take a beating all day long. That one just a hair inside. Oh.
So the catcher's the quarterback of the team, right?
Right.
The catcher sees everything.
Well, nowadays with the rules, they protect the quarterbacks. The catcher's not getting any kind of break like that.
Well, the Buster Posey rule applies.
That one hit straight back. Smolik able to stay alive. Count full. Granted, there is an open base at first, and that would make a force at every bag, but come on, you're one pitch away from getting that strikeout.
Nope.
Instead, that one high and out of the zone, and Smolik will trot down to first and load the bases. And a little matchup again of mound opponent Silvis versus Mondi here on top of the fifth inning.
That was a long at bat. We have timeout by West Shamokin.
Coach is
talk some things over.
Another Marion Center grad that's come over to the dark side, no pun intended. Wearing black.
Yeah, well, she's actually she started out this school year as a school nurse at Lenape Votech, and she's on staff here at West Shamokin now as a school nurse. So we're certainly happy to have her over here.
She obviously a decorated Marion Center athlete.
And IUP.
Yep. A lot of good IUP athletes who end up going into coaching. You talk about school year just ended, or basketball season just ended. Amy Fairman, she played at IUP. Her older sister Jackie, I believe Jackie played at IUP as well, right?
Yep.
How did Adam? He played.
Adam played baseball.
Yeah. I want to say UPJ.
He played at UPJ, and I believe he went down into Maryland. I'm going to sit on the side of this for a second.
Oh, that's all you.
I believe he went down into Maryland and played a little bit as well.
Base is loaded.
I got to see him on Tuesday.
Really? That one's drilled to center field. That's going to bring home at least one run. Grounding third is another runner. That's going to get in there, and that is a two-run single by Silvis, helping her own cause, and that gives the Stingers a 3-0 lead, and still just one down. So let's see what the Wolves can do here now. Just a rope to center field. Scored two, and excuse me, courtesy runner now will stand at first in place of Silvis, who again right now really dealing on the mound, Jason. And
got a pitching change taking place here. Bringing Avery Elkin in for Liam Mondi.
So Mondi's gonna now will she replace Avery in left, or?
I would assume she'll probably. Yeah, they're gonna run the mask out to Avery.
So what can you tell us about the pitcher now? What we see here from?
I'm not telling you what you'll see.
Number 11. You're not going to give the scouting report?
Heck no.
All right.
Let's see what the camera shows. Yeah, she throws some movement.
A little bit of velocity there too, it looked like.
She's normally pretty good at hitting spots. Looks like she needs a little work here at this point, though. Maybe she's not quite warm.
Well, it's tough too. You're standing in the outfield the entire time and getting to throw the ball. How often in the game so far? How many times has she gotten to actually throw the ball?
Yeah, I don't know, 4 maybe.
Right. So that's the tough thing too. You know, not just with softball, baseball. You could say the same thing. You know, you go from.
At least they're throwing overhand in baseball.
This is true. This is true. It's a totally different motion that she's got to go up there and do now.
Yeah.
But she's an Elkin. She'll She'll handle it. So now it'll be Black coming to the plate for the Stingers, and Elkin inherits, I believe, 2 runners, runner at second and first. And Black will be the first batter she faces. Still just 1 down here in the top of the 5th inning. 2 runs across so far in this 5th frame. You saw the third baseman Stewart there coming in quickly, looking at that.
Yeah, Black squared up fairly early on that.
Stewart, she was basically on top of Black by the time that pitch got to home.
It looked like a pretty good pitch.
Called a ball, unfortunately, for the Wolves, but that one in there for a strike, count even 1-1.
Looked like the same spot. We'll take it this time.
We've seen that a couple times here so far. 1-1. Elkin looks into Jordan. Jordan with a nice little scoop there. Count now 2 balls and a strike. Courtesy runner at first base. I believe that's Lipsy. And then down at second base is Smolik. This one popped up in the infield. Another infield fly. Blue calls that out quickly. And
2-away.
Yep, big out there for the Wolves.
That brings up Kayla Hill.
Shamokin loved to get that season sweep against that club that knocked him out of the playoffs last year, I'm certain.
Yeah, we got to get the bats fired up.
Looks like Elkin took a little bit off there in that pitch. Cross for a strike. 2 down now. Runners at second and first. You can look back in this game and see a lot of runners stranded, not just for the Wolves, Jason, but quite possibly for Marion Center, and just a little bit ahead on that. See that Elkin got that high in the zone. Tough pitch to hit. I don't know how you'd be early on that. That's tough to even take that down the third base line, high and away.
I don't know. That was high and in. But,
Was it?
yeah, but
Still hard to.
it's a little too high to swing in.
And taking something off there for strike 3. A nice job by Avery Elkin to come shut the door and strand 2 stingers and keep the score 3-0 in favor of Marion Center here as we head into the bottom of the 5th inning. So a nice job there, Jason.
Yeah.
Did you teach her how to do that?
I can't throw underhand.
So that's that Kelly doing?
No, she goes to Shauna Trop. She's been going to Shauna Trop since she was 8 years old.
Shauna, former Armstrong Riverhawks head coach.
Yep.
I'm gonna say the first head coach in team history.
Yeah.
Shauna Trop. Actually went to Slippery Rock at the same time as her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I definitely think we crossed paths at some point, one point or another. And
Yeah, so both of my kids have taken some hitting lessons off of a girl named that goes by Coach Kate.
is she a Slippery Rock grad?
Coach Kate was a catcher for Shauna.
I definitely know who she is then.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was. I think her last name was Saluga or something.
Well, okay. Funny thing was, my roommate Tim Drury, out there, hopefully listening, probably not. He was friends with the entire softball team, so oftentimes when we'd have what I'll call a get-together, pretty much the entire softball team would come over. I definitely remember that name.
Katie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, my kids have taken hitting lessons. I had Coach Kate do a high-level throwing program.
That one's going to hop in. Miller's going to have to make a quick throw. But
good hustle.
Able to leg it out. Indeed, great hustle there. That one hit deep in the hole, though, so you knew it was going to have to take a strong throw. As Miller kind of took that on that one hop. Fired across, but Elkin too fast. And, as much as it hasn't been the case all day, now the Wolves with the leadoff runner on and back to the top of the order. So there's been a good situation so far for the Wolves. This is it, and there's a single up the middle by Young. So now Elkin up to second base, and Young scampers the first, still no one down. And
I'm going to have a conversation with Elkin on that. Why did she slide at second base when the outfielder straight in front of her had the ball? We're going to have to chat about that. You got to stay on your feet.
Because you just don't know what's going to happen with the ball. You can get down to third if there's any kind of mishandling.
Boots it or whatever.
Silva's really rearing back on that one. You could tell probably a little angry with the outcome of the last two at-bats. Out high for a ball. One ball, no strikes, no one down. Runners at first and second.
Looked like she put a little heat on that one. Put some gas behind it. Another high one.
Yeah, it took a little bit off that time, but almost in the same exact location for ball two. So hitters count now for Saccone.
Saccone's been hitting pretty well this year.
Yeah, McConnell on deck and Lily Jordan in the hole for the Wolves. Trail 3-0 here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Silvis in the dirt.
3-0.
So certainly a hitter's count here now. Say, got to take your pitch. It's got to be your pitch if you're Saccone here. Takes that one in there right down Broadway for strike one.
I think this is the first time in this game she didn't swing at the first pitch.
That's a fair point. That one.
Yeah, she took another one. That was a tough ball to hit. That was outside. Looked like it was somewhat of a drop ball.
Yep.
It had some downward movement on it. So either drop or drop curve or something on that one.
Yeah, certainly took something off. And after falling behind 3-0, gets two consecutive strikes, and Saccone's going to pop this one up to right field. Right fielder catches it. Elkin's going to tag. She's going to go to third. A good throw, and I think she slides under it. Indeed, she does. So a nice job there to not only get down to third base, but that also allows Young to get down to second base with one out. So heads up base running by the Wolves, and nice job by Saccone to do her job to at least advance the runners. And now you got the thumpers of your order, I guess you could say, up to bat with McConnell at the dish and Jordan on deck. And just one down, two runners in scoring position, excuse me. That one catching the black on the outside for strike one. See if Maddie McConnell can repeat her heroics of the other day at Marion Center.
Cheyenne has been throwing a lot of first pitch strikes. Getting ahead of that batter. I mean, she's working the outside, she's working the inside.
So Silvis, this is saying 64 pitches. That seems hard to believe, but maybe it's right. Yep, 65 now, so 1-1 the count. McConnell's going to give this one a ride. This one deep to center field. Center fielder brings it in. That's going to allow Elkin to tag from third and allow Young to get down to third. So the Wolves on the scoreboard now after the sac fly by McConnell that brings home Elkin. And the Wolves down by 2. I really wish one of those would drop, both of the outs productive. But still, it's just puts Jordan in a really tough position here now. 2 down, a runner just...
Jordan's coming up to swing.
Another first pitch strike, like you said, Jason, by Silvis. And the count, no balls, 1 strike.
She's really painting that outside corner. She's doing a really nice job. She's pitching a great game.
Yeah, and she hasn't dipped her head. There have been a couple moments where it seems like she could have gotten down. And she just kind of bounces back, as you see in this at-bat, getting ahead now. No balls and 2 strikes with 2 down.
I mean, if you keep working the outside with a pull hitter, you're going to get a pop-up or a little dribbler grounder.
Looks like that's right, exactly what she was thinking and trying to achieve with that pitch, but just a bit outside for ball 1.
Yeah, with two strikes on the batter, no balls, you don't want to put that pitch anywhere that they can touch it. You want to draw them in. She threw it out in the other batter's box. That's just to get the draw the swing.
Yeah, try to get that chase, and that one high. And Jordan nearly taking a cut there.
Yeah, that was.
I almost thought she did go through.
That might have been over the brim of her helmet.
I talk, joking. I see a play like that, you need a tennis racket to get to it. Hey, holy Jordan, I wouldn't be surprised if you take a pitch like that and somehow crank it over the fence. It's like a lumberjack swing. Stays alive, count 2-2, 2 down. Maria Young stands at third. What's the distance between bags here in softball? I feel like I should know this.
60 feet.
60? Okay.
Yep.
So I say 90 feet, but that would be baseball.
Yep. They pitch from 43.
43 in the dot.
Mm-hmm. In front of the rubber.
That one giving a ride. That one's going to go back. Left fielder camps under it. That's going to be overhead off the fence. 1 run scores. Jordan's going to get into second base with a stand-up RBI double, and the Wolves down by just 1 here. And it goes back to what I said a moment ago, Jason. If one of those 2 sacrifices could have gone down for a hit, you're looking at a tie ball game now.
Yeah.
But that's the thing about Silvis, too. There hasn't been a lot of plays that was maybe a catchable ball still. A lot of the balls have been in play. She's given her fielders, good opportunities.
Oh, yeah. Her fielders have been doing a phenomenal job, too.
That one's going to bloop over the head of the shortstop. Jordan's going to round third. She's going to come in to score and tie this one up. Another nice job there by the Wolves. The 2-out Thunder. Stewart with the RBI. We're tied up at 3-all, Jason. You can't go to the meeting now. You got to stay.
Dude, I have to get going. Oh, man.
Boy, oh boy. Talk about these Wolves.
We're at 5:13.
What time's the meeting?
I have to be there for 6:30.
Oh. You're a dad watching softball. You don't shower. You go in just like this with your Marathon Florida shirt on and your victory hat on.
I don't have time for. At least I can put on a nice shirt.
Well, that's
put on a nice shirt.
Well, you should have
do my hair up a little bit.
Do you have one in your?
I do, but now I have dirt all over my knees because there wasn't a seat here.
You were calling a game for your school district, so you're representing your school. If that's not square John of you, I don't know what is. Wolves tie it up. 2-out Thunder here, Jason. It started with that leadoff hit by Elkin.
Yeah. It should be 2 hits for Elkin today, but
this one ripped up the middle again. Rounding third is Stewart. The Wolves are going to take a lead. The 2-out rally continues, and the Wolves take a 1-run lead, 4-3 here, still with 2 down in the bottom of the 5th. Can't rule the Wolves out, Jason. They can look pretty stagnant for the better part of 5 innings and then come alive like this. Might be impressive.
This is kind of like the game we played against Indiana. Zimmerman's first game back. We were quiet through the first 5 innings. We had only had 1 hit, and then scored 7 runs in the 6th inning. So
she, of course, coming back from injury, one of the top pitchers in the Whippeal.
Yeah, she's good.
The year prior,
she hit 2 bombs in that game as well.
Oh, she's a senior this year, correct?
Yeah.
She have a
great athlete.
Did she decide where she's going?
I'm uncertain.
Always interested by where these players go. I think that one's hit high, sky high to center field, and that one brought in, but not without some damage by the Wolves. They put a 4 spot on the board and take a 1-run lead here as we head into the 6th inning. Your score in this Heritage Conference clash: West Shamokin 4, Marion Center 3 here on High Top Sports Network. We'll take a quick break and run a short little commercial, and we'll be back. We're Jason Elkin. My name is Joe Rhodes. We'll see you.
Thank you.
In a jiff. Welcome back to High Top Sports Network. Joe Rhodes here. Jason Elkin departed. Got a school board meeting, and certainly want to thank Jason for hopping on. I've known Jason for years. And I was just a kid in a single-parent home in good old Plumville, PA, and Jason saw me shooting one time. He's obviously a couple years older than me. He graduated in 99. I graduated in 06, so you do the math. And saw me shooting in my driveway and kind of became a mentor after that. Scoop me up, take me down to the playground, and play with all the guys we mentioned earlier in this broadcast. So just a super guy, just a super influence for me when I was younger, and it was really an honor getting to call that those first 5 innings with him. So thank you again to Jason Elkin. Now the Wolves with their first lead here of this game. Elkin now in line for the win. That one's going to come up high right for me. Tom Money over there looking over, making sure I'm all right. Count now 1-1. Elkin coming inside there for a ball. Count now 2 balls and a strike. 6th inning here. Wolves taking a lead in the bottom of the 5th inning. Really some clutch hitting. Most of the runs coming across, not all, with 2 outs. That one high out of the zone for Elkin. Count now 3-1. The batter for Marion Center is Maya Lipsy. That in there for a strike. Full count now. Lipsy can't believe it. Marion Center in jeopardy of losing the season series to the Wolves. Of course, lost 7-3 earlier in the week. That one, nice pitch inside by Elkin, but wasting it is Lipsy, hitting it foul down this left side over her home dugout. Count remains 3 balls, 2 strikes in this Heritage Conference matchup. Again, a repeat of a District 6. That one's going to be hit foul, so Lipsy able to stay alive. Elkin doing a good job of throwing strikes in that count. But as I was saying, a repeat of last year's District 6 playoff matchup in which Marion Center was victorious. He played that game at Marion Center. High Top Sports Network was there. Nice day. Always a good day because I got to see Mr. Sainer. Mr. Sainer, a legend. Talk about good influences on young people's lives. Mr. Sainer at the top of that list. A legend for sure. Elkin and Lipsy in a battle here now. Elkin another one. This one's going to be popped up, and Elkin doing an excellent job there. The out by Stewart. What a big spot that was. He had that 3-2 count. He had to throw strikes. Lipsy's wasting pitches, hitting them foul, and Elkin able to battle and induce the little pop up to third base there. So 1 down now in the top of the 6th. And up at the plate is Mallory. She looks at that pitch, swings through it for strike 1. She's 1 for 2 today is Mallory. Elkin in for her 2nd inning work. That one in there right on the black in the outside corner for a strike. That's her 17th pitch thus far. Pitcher's count here now. Elkin ahead, no balls, 2 strikes. 1 down, no one on. Oof. That one certainly a little bit of movement on it. Just a bit outside. Ball 1. Say these are kind of budding rivals. Marion Center. Elkin with the strikeout, 2 down. Nice job since entering the ball game. Freshman coming up big for the Wolves here. So 2 down in the 6th. No one on. Elkin, nice pitch, low and inside. Probably be wise to plug my phone in. This is Schreckengast at the plate for the Stingers. That one hit foul back towards my car, and we're good. So again, Elkin ahead. This is the 2nd consecutive at bat that she's gotten ahead. No balls, 2 strikes. This time with 2 down. So she's in the driver's seat certainly here. That one's going to be grounded to second base just under the glove of, I believe that's Talmadge out there it is. So good piece of hitting there by Schreckengast. Keep this inning alive, and then That brings up the top of the order for Marion Center. Miller now will step in with a runner at first, and 2 down. Miller 2 for 3 today for the Stingers, the leadoff hitter. Got a good look at Lydia Miller during basketball season. Excellent player for the Stingers. Returning next year, just a junior. This one hit directly back here for strike 1. Elkin doing a good job so far of throwing those first pitch strikes. But Miller trying to add on to her already strong day, 2 for 3. Hoping to make it 3 for 4. And she will. That's going to get to center field, but the runner will have to stop at second base.
Come on, Lex. Let's go.
That was Streckengoss, so Streckengoss now stands at second, Miller at first. And
Come on, Lexi.
the very scary Lexi Roush will step in now. She's 3 for 3, I want to say. Yep, 3 for 3 indeed, and had that solo home run
Come on, Lass.
early in the game. Wolves with some 2-out magic last half inning, and Elkin with a nice pitch that just dove out of the zone there for strike 1, another first pitch strike. But Wolves with some 2-out magic in the bottom of the 5th. And now the Stingers trying to have a little bit of 2-out magic of their own here. Trailing by a run, and 2 runners on. That one's going to get between the legs of Jordan, and both runners advance 60 feet, so really doesn't hurt you too much. If you can get a ground ball, plays at first anyways. They count even now, 1-1. 2 down. Tying run, 60 feet away, the go-ahead run at second. A little early there, expecting maybe the fastball was Roush. Instead, Elkin takes something off and count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rouse 3 for 3 thus far, and she's going to go 4 for 4. She drops that in. 1 run scores. The go-ahead run's going to cross home plate. That's Miller, and the Stingers regain the lead on the double by Lexi Roush. What a day she's having, 4 for 4. And a couple more runs across the plate as a result. And the Stingers retake the lead, 5-4. Now Abby Smolik will step to the plate. 2-out magic indeed going in favor of the Stingers, as it did last half inning for West Shamokin. Nice pitch there by Elkin, outside part of the zone for a strike. Waning moments of this game. That one inside, nice job by Jordan to block that one. It was in the, I was going to say dirt, but that doesn't exist here at West Shamokin with the turf field. No such thing as dirt. Count 2 balls and a strike, 2 down. Runner at second base. This one popped up out of play, no chance for the Wolves. Smolik looking to possibly get an insurance run and bring Roush home, who stands at second base. Meaning Roush, 4 for 4 today, having a day, as they say. And Elkin with the swing and a miss there, induced. And she probably doesn't like that when she surrendered there. She certainly has done a good job for the Wolves in relief, but the Stingers, again, with a little bit of 2-out magic of their own, able to put 2 on the board. They trailed 4-3 coming into this inning. They now lead 5-4 as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning here on High Top Sports Network. Joe Rhodes here. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for spending your afternoon with us here. Certainly know there's a lot of things you could be doing on this beautiful, beautiful day. Probably the best day we've had so far in 2023. I mean, see there's a bunch of you folks logged on and tuning into this game, so we thank you for that. Hopefully if you're watching, you're sitting somewhere nice and watching from somewhere nice. You got a nice porch with a TV on it or something like that. Tablet, sitting still enjoying the sunshine, but also enjoying some great Heritage Conference softball between what I think is fair to say two budding rivals. Now Mondi will be the first to enter the box for the Wolves here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Silva's still going for Marion center. She started and she continues. Wolves on their second pitcher, excuse me. That one outside, ball 1. Just outside, and give a quick shout out to Phoenix Physical Therapy in Rural Valley and Katanning. If you were in need of any of Dr. Bryan's services at the Phoenix Physical Therapy, make sure you reach out to him and rediscover your old self and get back to your normal sooner with the help of the folks at Phoenix Physical Therapy. Dr. Bryan over there. That one catching the outside part of the plate, battling back as she has all afternoon. Silvas now gets the count to 2-2. Leadoff batter here in this bottom of the 6th inning. Heritage Conference game day and a swing and a miss. Silvas doing it again. She's been mighty impressive. She'll get little holes, but all afternoon long she has dug herself out. And another instance of that there. So 1 down. She just faced her former mound opponent. Now she'll face her current mound opponent, Avery Elkin. 1 down. Strike 1 in there. Silva's up to 82 pitches. '83 now, excuse me. Low in the zone. 4 ball 1. And they, obviously every portion of the season schedule is significant. You're getting to these dog days of the regular season. That's going to get past the catcher, but nothing doing as the bases are empty. Ball 2. But yeah, the clock taking on the season. The game's becoming fewer, and you got to start gathering these conference wins when you can get them. If you're either team here, both certainly expecting to make a return to the District 6 playoffs. That one's chopped foul, brought in by Roush at third, but on the foul side of the chalk, which is actually not chalk, it's just that there's no dirt. Just a painted piece of plastic. Elkin able to hold off in that and run the count full for a Carson Boyer Funeral Home full count. Thank you to Carson Boyer Funeral Home for their support of Heritage Conference softball. Roush catches on a hop, guns it over to first, and able to retire Elkin for out number 2. So back to the top of the order. Maria Young will stand in for West Shamokin. She was able to produce a hit in her last at bat. One desperately needed here now for the Wolves. Ball 1. That's the one thing about Silvas today. She really excelled at his first pitch strikes, but here in these later innings, kind of, I don't know if she's trying to rear back too much or what the case is, but not getting those first pitch strikes, but that has not deterred her from battling back in these at-bats. Here's another instance where she's fallen behind 2 balls, no strikes, but such has been the case several times today, and she's been able to get out of those jams, but Young getting the better of her in that particular pitch, driving it up the middle, so keeping the inning alive for the Wolves as Ciccone now will come to bat. Your team trailing by 1.
Hey, working hard for the third. Let's go.
Silvas nearing the 100 pitch mark here. 92 before she throws a pitch to Ciccone, who's 1 for 3. That one jamming the batter. And that one's going to get past the first baseman. That's going to trickle over, and holding at third was Maria Young. And that allows Ciccone to get down to second. I'm not sure if that was a bad throw or Black just wasn't able to come up with the scoop, but nonetheless, it keeps the inning alive, and now the meat and potatoes of this West Shamokin order now up to bat. Maddie McConnell, 2 runners in scoring position, but 2 down. Silvis rears back, high for ball 1. McConnell's 1 for 1 today. Remember the hit by pitch. I say this is her 5th at bat, though, if I'm not mistaken.
Come on, shot.
That's in there for a strike. Count even, 1-1, 2 down. First 2 batters of this inning retired, Mondi and Elkin in concession, then a hit by Young, and then Ciccone putting the ball in play, and then I don't know if they're going to rule that an error. I think that is going to be ruled an error in that last play, whether it's on the throw or the end of it. That one high by Silvis. Not entirely sure. Nonetheless, 2s are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, 2 on. Wolves trail by 1. That one's ripped hard to center field. That one is back. That one is back. And another home run by Maddie McConnell. A 3-run blast with 2 down and trailing by 1. Now gives the Wolves a 2-run lead. Maddie McConnell, heroics once again for West Shamokin. Maddie McConnell on a big spot there by the senior, able to put her team back in front. 7-5. Now Lily Jordan will step to the plate for West Shamokin. The backstop for these Wolves. That one's hit foul. Out of play. Really, this is taking nothing away from Silva's performance today. She has been awesome for these Stingers. So many holes that she's been single-handedly getting herself out of, but just throwing the wrong pitch to the wrong player. Maddie McConnell taking it to dead center field. The 3-run shot. Stingers will be having nightmares about Maddie McConnell. And there's a strike 3 call, but not without the Wolves doing some damage. They go ahead by 2 on the 3-run home run by Maddie McConnell. And now all they need are 3 outs here to secure the season sweep, the regular season sweep, I should say, over their neighbors, the Marion Center Stingers. And thank you all for tuning in. We certainly appreciate you spending this gorgeous, gorgeous April day with us here on High Top Sports Network. My computer's saying it's not charging. That's confusing because the charger was working earlier in the day, and this is just the stuff. You'll see things that you've never seen before, and that, again, the case here with my charger. So hopefully it holds through to this last half inning, or else I'll be mighty upset, not understanding why the charger isn't working. But Elkin looks like she'll be back out to work the top of the 7th inning for West Shamokin.
Combination of her and Mondi leading the way for the Wolves on the mound. Or I should say the circle. Really no mound. Maybe I'll turn down the brightness here. We head to the 7th inning to preserve as much battery as we can.
Let's go, Shy. Help yourself out. Let's go, kid.
Silvis, who already has a nice, I think, 2 RBIs to her name, if I'm not mistaken. Looks at strike 1. Final from Armstrong, the Riverhawks boys varsity baseball team defeating Leechburg 10-0. This one ripped up the middle. That will bring the runner to second base.
Job, Black.
Not sure. Trying to keep our power going here best as we can.
That is the difference. As the Wolves able to come away with the victory. Huh? I know. Hey, thank you, dude. Appreciate you, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And a big win for the West Shamokin Wolves. They lost Power there, then Power comes back. I have no idea what's going on. I think the Power folks in charge of the Power don't like High Top Sports Network, but whatever. It was a heck of a game. We really enjoyed getting to watch these Stingers, and of course we followed them throughout the District 6 basketball playoffs, and some really talented athletes on the Marion Center side of things. And it's going to be a fun group to watch moving forward. Of course, West Shamokin, we talked about in the pregame, a mixture of some veteran leadership and then some younger players kind of coalescing for a really good combination here in Rural Valley. And the Wolves able to take the regular season sweep of the Stingers with the victory today, 7-5 win, to follow up their 7-3 win earlier in the week. Player of the game, man, it's tough. There are so many good performances today by Wolves players and Marion Center players for that. Silvis with a great job on the mound for Marion Center. I can't forget about Roush, who went 4 for 4. Really, she did all she could. Great job fielding as well down at third base by that young lady. But I think going to have to give it to Maddie McConnell. Another heroic performance by her. The 3-run homer that proves to be the difference. They trailed 4-5, or 5-4 rather, and the 3-run homer in the bottom of the 6th inning, the difference, as the Wolves able to come away with the victory here in this Heritage Conference clash. And Maddie McConnell thus winning our Nicolette Ann Photography Player of the Game. Congratulations to Maddie